Live it till I'm paid up. I can live it up. You better leave her alone.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon, and he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a
get your ass down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback.
Yeah, go play, Janae. Go play with JoJo.
Establish the running game early.
Hey, what's the matter? Eat your candy.
They'll come up with a second and 5.
Janae.
Second and 5.
Go. Boo.
Throwing left side.
No,
it's
boo.
Complete. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold.
I need to make a sub. I don't know what is my in the game.
Janae. Baby. Huh, what's the matter?
Production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their performance.
What's the matter, bro?
It was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pre-game. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Yeah, no. She definitely don't want that.
Let's go, defense. Let's get up. Hey, Charlie!
Now with just
JoJo
1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout.
What'd he do?
They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Don't cry, baby. Eat your candy. Eat. Look. Come on. I'll be back. Come on.
Back to throw now on first down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
On the ready.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Hey, check. Shoot. Two-jet bomber. Two-jet bomber. Get to him. Bang. Orbit. Mark 55. He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Mike 55. Get it.
After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Well, I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick 6 on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Get him right back in the saddle and say, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
Let him know. Hey, check right. Watch it get by. Oh, here we go. Hey, box truck. 55. Check, 55, Mike. Here we go. Mike 55. Hey, lock it. He's tired of you. He's tired of us. Hey, check 24. Check, crunch, hit it.
Now he'll look look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Buying time, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Shaquille Barrett, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. First carry for James Conner. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
I'm going to come back to you.
They'll run with the NC State man. It's Jalen Samuels. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. They'll run again with Samuels on 1st down. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
13. Hey, alert.
On 2nd down, Samuels. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Lamb. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 8 yards, 1st down as they're able to convert.
13.
On play action, it's Garoppolo. He's going to go for a big play down, and he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. James Washington, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game. They always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. The Bengals drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Recon, 132 fighter. Hey, Alpha.
2nd and 11. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 27 yards there, a first down. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how How about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
14-0 to score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, echo. Look at me.
Babe. Knock it off. What's the matter? Huh? What's wrong? Huh? Let me see.
Watch his flare. Watch his flare. He's checking. He's checking. He's checking. Out. Check 4. Check 4.
You want me to kiss it?
They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Exit. Here we go. Hey. Mike's 50. Let's go. Whip. Leo. Jim. Go. Let's go. Mike 50. Yeah, let's get sack lunch. Yo. Go. Ricky. Ready?
2nd and 10. Going up top. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Check 3.
You sleepy? Oh, you want to eat? You want to eat the candy? Eat the candy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, dude. Check Mike. Mike, 55. Check 55. Mike. Go. Mike 55. Go.
You want Wawa?
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man, in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This is taken around the 12.
Eddie Wood, yo.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0 points here. They could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now Garoppolo. Washington's got it. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
What?
The Bengals
I'm playing my Madden game right now.
And they're in a bind early here.
Ain't looking too good for your boy.
Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
And still second quarter, you get points on the board here. I think
it's not a PI.
Traffic, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. They'll roll him out right. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. On first down, Garoppolo. Eluding the pressure right. That's complete to Demetrius Harris, the tight end. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he's got this down to the 35. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now this pass to Vance McDonald, complete. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 19. Garoppolo in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game. From 19 yards away. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And it is now 21-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touch. Sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going, and some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaquille Barrett in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Hey, Wahoo! He's coming, double up. Mike 50, Mike 50. Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to turn you up. Rock it, rock it. Check 30.
throw now on the final play. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, so time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working.
He's got the lane, and there he goes. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point safely through, and it is 28-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board and get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Green brings it in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Again.
She emotional about something. I'm emotional right now. Of course I'm going to be crying.
21 yards.
Hey, hold me down with her right quick, D. I'm finna go outside. Because this bitch here to meet up with me right quick. Right. You just watching her real quick. I'm finna go outside.
Get choked up, man.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. That's complete to John Ross. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Check three. Watch, look, squeeze. Watch the ship.
He'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. That went into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. The Bengals drive about to get going. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. It was Minka Fitzpatrick that time to break that one up. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
50, Mike, 50. It's been a long day for you. Hey, lock it. 36. Hatch it. There. Check 9. Hey, Foxtrot. Ready?
They'll set up a throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Garoppolo now. Flush to his right. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 51 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he'll get this one down to about the 17.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Garoppolo looks to throw, and he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Jimmy Garoppolo as his guys continue to pour it on.
You know, in golf, they often talk about playing the course and not worrying about what the other players are doing, what their scores are. That's essentially what we're seeing from this offense. They're just having fun and doing what they feel like doing today.
I got killed, boy.
Let's go,
The Bengals drive about to get going. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is Just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Look at me. Go.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
But we just saw a great example. With his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down.
Out. Pilot, 64, weak. Bravo. Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike.
They'll look to throw here. Escaping the pressure right. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
Shotgun handoff to Samuels. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10 is Connor. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. The Steeler 1st down on the pickup of 11 yards. Right back to Connor here on 1st. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. On 2nd down, it's Connor, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and just like that, it's 3rd down. They go draw play. This is Samuels, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. Garoppolo to throw for it on 4th. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Corey Littleton, and the Bengals will get the football back. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
Eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete. Looked like it might have been intercepted, but he's out of bounds. And a good thing, too, probably. That would have cost him yardage. And now they'll get the ball back on the turnover on downs. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
You draw Corker. Hey, Alpha. Bang, 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 bang. Get it.
They're going to look to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Shaquille Barrett in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. The Bengals bring out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Hey, high 7. Hey, check 20. Hard. Check. Crunch. Hey, alert. Mike, go.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Pittsburgh, it's a 10th win on the year.